Hello, I would like to talk about my personal calendar. I think it's a cool way to document your life, and it's the best way to share your life with yourself and anybody else. So here's my ultimate calendar page. I haven't gotten around to writing an introduction to it, but basically what I did, I'll show it to you. Here's the tens. I have it divided into different years, different decades. Each page is a different decade, so I have the 70s, 80s, 90s, and O's. O's, and we'll actually guess the teens, since we're in the teens now, or whatever you want to call them. So yeah, these are the teens pages, the O's pages, and this is 2010. Now the cool thing about my calendar, which I think is the coolest, makes my calendar the coolest, is that you can see the entire year on one page. This is the entire year. I can see every single day on one page, and it kind of makes time seem not so big. You know, it makes your life seem not so big. I mean, imagine having, in fact, I probably should make a little illustration of somebody's entire life. You could make these smaller, make each one of these years into one of these boxes, and then, so like a 12-year-old person, this would be a 12-year-old person, and some people, and I say like your average person lives 70 years, you would have 70 of these coming out all throughout the boom, and that's your entire life. So, you know, you definitely want to cherish every single day and make every single day count and make every single day something that you can look back on and be proud of and be happy about. You know, you don't want to live regretful days. You don't want to hang out with the wrong people. You don't want to do things you don't want to do. You don't want to have jobs you don't want to have, because that's time that you're never going to get back. And if you look back on it in the grid system, you don't want to be looking at big black splotches. You want to be looking at happy, happy things that lead into other happy, happy things. So, but anyways, this is a cool way to look at the world, at your life, because it lets you get an idea of how much of a chunk your life is having. 2010 was a good year for me. I went traveling and I did lots of different stuff. And so here is my 2010, and so it's a good way to, like, you know, share your year. Now I have the backgrounds right here is corresponding and tells you what you were doing. So in the brown background it says I was living with my mom, but I was also in Greece. So I was living with my mom in all of March and the first 7 days of April, and then I was in Greece from the second half of June and the first half of July. But I can also show doing two things at the same time, because I don't just have the background, but I have the borders. I made this website with Dreamweaver, simple HTML with tables. So you just put borders on the tables. It's just one table. This is just one table with, you know, seven columns and 5 rows, and so then I make these 3 columns, the background a certain color, or the border a certain color, if you're doing two things at the same time. For example, I have a black background here and a red border. So I was in Austria on the 28th of April, and it was a full moon, because red border means full moon, and yellow border means Liechtenstein, with the black being Romania. So I guess that's the day where I was in Switzerland and Liechtenstein on the same day. So I have a black background with a yellow border, and so I use distinctive colors. Just maybe like a dozen or so of them. And so if I do more than a dozen things in a year, I would just use the same color for two different things. I use black for Austria and Moldova. It doesn't have to get confusing, because I'm going to remember that I went to Austria before I was in Moldova. So I was in Austria these days, and then I went into Moldova these days. So, so let's examine 2010 just to show you how it works. And yeah, I made it on Simple Dreamweaver, and I actually have the blank pages. as you can see. In case anybody likes my idea, all you have to do is open up the page, and here, let's open up this in another page. I wish I'd remembered this before, just so that I don't have to wait around so much. Here's 2010 blank, and it does have a CSS script attached. That's the mouse over. It's just a simple HTML CSS script, but you don't even have to know how to make it. In fact, I did make it, but I made it under the tutelage of somebody, and I could not even make it again. But you don't have to know anything about it, because you just open it up, and the instructions and the like how to manipulate, you know, how big the border is. For example, I have this is like 300 pixels across. If you have a smaller screen computer, you can make it adjust to be smaller or go down, be like not as, or even have a different color background or whatever. So. But you do want to have that CSS script in the same folder as the page of your as the page is in, for it to work, for the drop down. But the drop down is really cool. But the cool thing about this is another cool thing about this is oh whoops, I forgot to take out the gym out. Oh, well, you can do that. But yeah, this is the entire year, and then you can just jump up, because I have the entire decade in one page. So you just click on 2011, and all of a sudden you're looking at 2011. So you can superimpose. You know, like what was I doing in March in 2010, and what was I doing in 11 on that day? Because the days are at the same exact place on the page. So you can compare your years by clicking, that year, ooh, that year, ooh, that year. And then you can just move up forward. I'm not done making it totally, I'm not done with the design of this. And for example, I just got the idea that I think I should include 2014 here, put it between 2013 and 2015 so that these look exactly the same every time you click on it, but I'll do that later. But yeah, you can click and all of a sudden you're looking at another year, so you can move through your life year by year like that, or you can say, what was I doing in 10 years ago? Oh, well, here's 2010. Well, what was I doing this day, right, 10 years ago? Well, I just click back 10 years back, and it has to get to another page, because only the decade is on one page. So you do have to wait for a little bit longer, but it's not that bad. And then, oh, this is what I was doing. Superimpose. So it's like 2007. March, here, July 12th, 2007. Well, what was I doing July 12th? What will I be doing July 12th, 2017? Well, let's see. 2017, ooh, that, you see? So you can go, and then, or you could just go to a whole nother decade. Choose whatever decade you want, the 70s. And boom, here we are in the 70s. For some reason this all has a certain color border, so I don't know what that is, but and then you can choose whatever year in the 70s you were. So, oh no, I need to take that out. That's me. I never took it out. That's why. Oh well, we'll do that later. Or if anybody expressed interest in copying this, tell me and I can make it blank for you, because apparently I'm not done. Now the way that you do copy it is just right click. And you don't have to be very good at internet design. You just copy the code, right click, and encoding, and oh yeah, view source. Right click, view source, and then when that comes up, you just copy the source, and then you paste it onto the source page of your Dreamweaver, and then you open up Dreamweaver and the WYSIWYG in the view mode, and you just fill in the blanks. You just click background of this cell, make it green, background of this cell, make it yellow, you know, border of this one, make it red, and there you go. There you have it. And as far as the CSS, the drop down, which I didn't totally explain before, but as far as that goes, just you have to go into the code view of it, and then between where it says span, you just type in your thing, and there you go. So anyways, let's get me back. Let's get me back to my life, so I can show you my life my year of 2010, because it's cool to show it in action. But you can copy the 70s, 80s, 90s, and O's. I have them all there for you in case you want to use it. And yeah, so here on the right it says what I did, all the different places I did, and when I was there. So let's see, I was getting rid of gigs on iPower. It took me 4 whole days to get rid of gigs on iPower after I put 160 gigs on, because they told me I had unlimited gigs. And then they disabled my account because they said I put too many gigs up. So I said, well, if I have unlimited gigs, how can I have too many? And they said, oh, well, okay, let's see. 20 gigabytes is the max. So I had to take 140 gigs off, because I spent 3 months making an audio encyclopedia because they told me I had unlimited gigs, and now, so I wasted my life. But whatever, I do that all the time. That's why it's good to be straight up with people. Don't lie to people, because then you can ruin their lives. So anyways, so here, January. Now all you have to do is mouse over the day, and then it's what I did that day. So I think it's way better than any of these other things you have. So you just mouse over it, and then look, YouTube Dimensional Visualization Aid, the power of 10. My page is the best. Check it out. Okay, so this is the day that I uploaded this video, and this is what I wrote about the video, and that's the day that I uploaded it. So. Oh Schnoots, looks like it's been a while since I was at the gym. So this is my gym, my working out blog that I was keeping on Body Space, my Body Space channel. I had a blog every single day, and I wrote what I did. And of course, Body Space takes away fucked up when you have it there. But you can move the page up and down. If it goes down too far, you just scroll it, and you can read the whole thing that way. But oh, you're not allowed to. That's weird. You're not allowed to push any buttons when you're on that. But yeah, here's my day there. So I benched 135 100 times in sets of 10, and decline bench 50 times in sets of 10, and incline, so blah 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 blah. So I just mouse away from it and it goes away. So yeah, I can basically reperuse my entire life by just scrolling over the day. And if it goes out of the thing, well, you just scroll down, and you can read it that way by just scrolling down. And as soon as you scroll away, it goes away. So let's see. So yeah, 2010 started out with me working on the Power of 10 project on my website. You should check it out, for 3 days, and then I don't know what I did for 4 days. And then I was getting rid of gigs for 4 days, and then, oops, don't know what I did there, for a week. And then I was working on this actual personal calendar, this page. I was working on it for an entire week. And then I have a background of black. So what was I doing? Okay, I was at the gym. So that day I was at the gym. So I was at the gym every single day in January, but not on the 26th. Slept all day, that's why. And then sometimes I have this little thing of what I did, you know, Power of 10. This month was the month of the Power of 10, the calendar, and then getting rid of gigs. That's what this month was all about. And then I stopped going to the gym after the 2nd of February for some reason. I guess yeah, that's when I decided I'll start working on my timeline some. Maybe that's why I stopped. I usually go to the gym for like a month or 2, and then I stop for like 6 months, and I start going again. So at least that's how it was back then. Yeah, see, I don't think I'm getting too cold, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, yellow. So I was working on my aliens pages. That's right. I was working on my aliens pages for like a whole month. Those pages I was just doing the tour of. And then there was a full moon, and then I moved in with my mom for a month and a half. And let's see if I have a, I don't think I even have a bike ride, watch Yaskers with mom, here riding the calendar again. So basically, I guess I wasn't doing a whole lot of those, blogging again. So yeah, I was with my mom for a month and a half, and then I went traveling on the 8th of April. Go to Amsterdam, got weed, yay! Friday night disco at Smokey's, hippie sauna. Oh yeah, I saw some dude I knew from before. Saturday night at the disco, slept all day. Left Amsterdam and tripped mushrooms. Rode like 5 miles. Rode 50 miles. Got lost. Amsterdam to the campground. I can't remember the town. Fixed my zipper, my jacket. Headed in town drinking beers. Yay! So I was in Holland for like 6 days, and then I was in Germany for like a week and a day. And I have the little journal of what I did. I guess I was paying attention. I was keeping a journal at that time. And then I was in Switzerland for only 3 days, and then I was in Austria for like a week, for like 5 days or a week or something. That's when I blew out my knee. It had been like a couple of weeks since I started riding, and I just spent 4 days in Vienna. And then I went to Czech Republic for like a week or 5 days, and then it was Poland for 4 days, and then Slovakia, and then I was in Hungary for a day, Latvia for a day, and then Doogie, rode 132 miles from Landek to Lendava, Slovenia. I got up at like 11:45 that day. I stayed in a hotel, an expensive hotel in Hungary, I remember, because it was so rainy. Freaking. I should have been stronger and saved that $60 or whatever. Serbia, and then Yellow. What was Yellow? Then I was in Montenegro for 2 days. And anyways, I don't want to get boring, but that's how it works. That's how my calendar works. And I can even do a little year in review, or I could just review my life like this. Like here, let's go into like the 2000s. And show you how you can review your life that way. You can like look at the year, and then you can kind of just scroll down. So like let's do just a really quick perusal of the year. Okay, I was newspaper delivery is the pink outside, so newspaper delivery these months, all the way up through these months. Not doing much, just delivering newspapers and going home and reading books that I don't even remember what I read. I was kind of, I guess, being lazy. Creative writing class to finally get my college degree after taking a couple years off. For that 4 months. And then black. And then I rode my bike through Mexico on the second half of August till the 3rd, and then I went to Belize. And I don't have a journal on here, but I toured Tikal that day, and I was in Guatemala these months. And I had a house in San Pedro, a cool house in San Pedro Atitlan, in these 3 months. And in these days was when I did the 4-day trip to Honduras. Well, that was 4 days. Astasia. And then we did New Year's party over there at Lake Atitlan. And then I was in Guatemala for these days. And then on the 18th of January, went off to El Salvador these days, Honduras for 3 weeks. Went in Roatan for a few days. It says what day I did, just quick little splits of what I did. And then I was in Nicaragua for like 5 days, and then it was Costa Rica, and then it was Panama, and then it was Ecuador, and then it was Peru for 3 months, and then Bolivia, and then Chile, and then Argentina. And I taught English in Argentina here these 2 months. Didn't get paid a single penny for it. And then I traveled through Uruguay, and then I traveled through Brazil. See, now we're in the next year, so we're scrolling down to the next year. And then Uruguay, and then Brazil these days, Guyana, Paraguay, back to Argentina. I was in Argentina 3 weeks because they kept saying, call me back the next week and maybe we'll have your money, call me back the next week. And then I finally show up on the 20th, oh yeah, call me back, oh here's the check, but it was dated for like 2 months later. So I was like, Jesus, why can't you make me wait if you're going to give me a post-dated check? That's how they do that stuff in third world countries. So, Hotel Valparaiso, okay, here's in Chile. Let's see here, where's Chile? I guess I never filled up Chile, but I was in Hotel Valparaiso. I guess I didn't fill it up because I was in Chile for freaking 5 years. So here's Hotel Valparaiso, these 3 months. And then I was in Los Leones these 4 months. And here's where I got together with Paula. Boom. I don't know why I have a color for Paula, because I was with her for freaking 5 years. But I was in Chile for like 3 months when I met her, because I showed up on the 21st, and then I met her on the 20th. So it was like 3 months. 1, 2, 3 months. Boom. And then Los Leones. Then I moved out of Los Leones, moved into Capiana Barsua, another apartment. So I was there for a few months, and then here, and I was here for like a year and a half, as you can see, green, for a year and a half, until here, boom. And then or I guess I changed it, the outline of it, for working some work. Oh, but I wasn't living there anymore. Let's see here, Capiana Barsua until here. Yeah, oh, anyways, I guess I have some changing to do. Oh yeah, living at Paula's house. So the day that it changed from, oh man, those colors are too similar. When you have the outline, you can't have the outline color changing, turning into another outline color that's really similar, or you can get confused by it. But so I guess I need to fix this a little bit, but because I can't see the day that I moved in with Paula, because the colors are so similar. I guess it was around here. So anyways, working there, and then of course I have with Paula on these days. I wasn't with Paula half the time. Oh man, I've got a lot of fixing to do. Uh-oh. And I thought I was so done with this. Oh, whatever. So then I went to the States for 3 months, 2.5 months, and then staggered English website work, and then being with Paula. Oh, I know what I did. Okay. Yeah, see, this is another technique that you can do. You can have, see, if you're already using the outline and the background, what you can do is you can have 3. And so if it's staggered like this, that means you're doing it both. So I was with Paula, and I was working in the house, on the house at the same time. Okay? So I was working on the house for these 3 months. For this month, 1, 2, 3, and then I got that office with Paula for these 2 months. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months working on her house, dude. Like all day long. In late 2004. And then I was in America for 2.5 months visiting my mom. And then I was English website work, working on my English website for all of these months. 3.5 months. And then I was with Paula here, living with Paula because it has the green outline, and then blue, and I've got the little things about what I did those days too. Like started working on deck, yeah, finished deck, painting pillars, party with Tony Andrea, Tony's house, worked on sites, this kind of stuff. So, and then let's see, what did I do at the end of 2005? You can see kind of how time flies, right? Reliving your house. What's green? English website work, and then I went back into the English website work, and then I was working on a personal website. And what's this red? Transition into summer. I guess this is when like students started to stop taking classes over this 2-week period. And then pink, first working on a personal website, and then I was sick for 5 days. What's this? I've got a big entry here. Oh wow. Oh, something about, had a big entry there, didn't I? Okay, maybe I should put a picture over one that I have a color over one where I have an entry, but I shouldn't do that because the idea should just be that every day has an entry. So then I went over here, and the next day, first trip to the crash site. We did a 2-week-long trip with Tony, hiking through the mountains. And then in the beginning of January, and then came back, still with Paula, as you can see. And then I finished up Sacred Text Pages. These are working on my website, Sacred Text Pages. Then I worked on the statistics page for like 5 days. And then here's some, okay, well, thinking about the Holocaust, because I actually went there. And then working on the site, a lot of working on my personal website. It takes a lot of time. Discovered Metacafe. This is when I discovered Metacafe, and this is before YouTube. I was like, Metacafe, oh my god, look at all the pictures. So I was just spending all day looking at videos on Metacafe. But I had, we went surfing. Anyways, yeah, before YouTube. And then playing with Flash. I got a bootleg Flash program in the program channel, and I got it, checking it out, and I guess I have even a really long entrance here. So then, aromatherapy site, just working on it again. Since I was working on it before, I figured I'd work on it some more. I hope I didn't lose any of that. That's the danger of spending so much time working on websites. You need to make sure you get it backed up on a really good server, and make sure you don't, it's a good server and there's not goblins in there taking your pages away. And because I worked for 3 weeks at one point, all day long for 3 weeks, making web pages, a different web page for each world religion, and then it just disappeared off of my server and my computers. So it's gone. I have no idea what the hell happened. I think maybe one thing that can happen is you can, maybe you're looking at the local folder instead of the external folder, you know, the site folder, and so then you click get or put, so you think you're putting stuff from your computer onto the site, but what you're really doing is putting stuff from the server onto your computer, so you're just erasing your new stuff with the old stuff. That's the only explanation I can think of how I've, you know, my gym site completely vanished and my religion site completely vanished. And every time I look at one of my sites like this one that I do, it looks like it's back to square one when I could have sworn I finished it. But whatever. Trip to the crash site with Tony. So here's one first trip, and then we did another 2-week trip, 13-day trip. Should have been longer. But here's my little, boom. I think I kept a journal during the trip, and so then I put it on here. It's a little trip talking about the site. So it's like a blog. This is basically my blog. You know, some people store blogs on like blog sites. Well, I store blogs on my big calendar site. I threw it all in here so you can see visually like where it was and time. So then blue, Paula and Claudio in America. So in this 2.5-month period, Paula and Claudio are in America with me, and then they moved back. And living at Paula's and washing windows. Living at Paula's. Okay, so I guess the same outline for some weird reason I have for... So I was living at Paula's here, and then I didn't wash windows for like a month. It took me like a month. And then this job here, outline, I was washing windows. And I was working on a kayak website for an entire month, dude. It's a really good website. It's going to make a great website for when I do the trip. But I was also doing other stuff, uploading YouTube videos and stuff. And I think scanning family photos on this month, till June, took me the entire month. But anyways, I had this job, so I can like peruse like a job. If you want to like peruse how long it took you to have a job, well, it started at the beginning of April, so I did it through April, the end of the year, and then into July, and then I stopped here. So it was just like a little over a year. It was a year and 3 months that I had that job. Not very long. Man, I love that job. I love washing windows. I want to be a window washer again. It's fun as hell. But anyways, so that's my life doing that. Now, what was I doing washing windows? Apparently nothing else. I was just washing windows, just making money, just working. I wasn't riding my bike. I think I was starting my Kyle's Gym stuff actually here. So for months, I was just not doing anything. You know, you have these lulls in your life, I guess. I know I was doing stuff, but see, that's why it's good to keep up with your journal. And I haven't done that lately, and I want to start doing it again because if you don't keep up with your journal, then you look back in your life and you don't really know what you did, especially when you're older. So that's why this thing is good. So then let's see, working out at home. Okay, so then I started working out at home. I was sick for 2 weeks here. I was working out for a week and then I got sick. Oh, and I have a really good blog about all of this, as you can see. Doot, 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 doot. Doot, 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 doot. And then I started working out at home again with my gym site, working out in the gym. I don't know if I did it every day, but I have it showing that I did every day. So I'm working out at the home, working on the site. And then for 4 days here, I went to Los Angeles, signed divorce papers, and then I moved to Austin at the beginning of August. Bonk. And so here's a new life. And so I had that life for, let's see, last part of that year, the entire part of this year, and then the end of the 2010s and into 11. So all of this year I was in Austin. This is the year of me being in Austin right here. Bong. So no gym, audio encyclopedia project. That's what I did here. So yeah, this is my life in Austin. So then I was working washing windows, and then I went to Austin, and I was still working out at home. And then on this day, the blue day, we went to see the Marfa lights for 3 days. And then on these working out at home with a blue. Well, I have working out with a blue outline, then also a gray interior. So I don't know what that's all about. I gotta finish that. But then I visited home for a week and a half down here. Oh no, I have trip to see the Marfa lights twice. But I only have one thing for blue, so you definitely don't want to get yourself confused. This blue is for something else then. And if I can't figure out what it is, if I can't remember, well, let's see. Okay, so this is a kayak trip. I need to write Marfa lights and kayak trips. So whenever I look at my map, my timeline, you know, if I'm not doing a video showing people it, I'll definitely have my Dreamweaver open so that I can adjust stuff and fix it, you know. But anyway, then I visited home, and whoa, what's this? So much. I talked about my. So then 2011, this 9, this is the year. So then you can like kind of like peruse the years, and if you don't want to have to scroll exactly, all I have to do is hit the thing. So boom, I hit this. 2008. This is the year where I was basically a window washer. Here, let's do the whole review of the entire the entire decade. So this is the year that I was delivering newspapers, living with my mom, did the creative writing class, and then I started traveling. I rode my bike across Mexico, and then I was in Guatemala. So that was my 2000. 2001, I was in Guatemala, I was in Honduras, I was in El Salvador traveling around, Chile, then I was in Peru for a long time, Ecuador, Chile, and then Argentina, working and not getting paid. And then I went, and then 2002, so 2001 was a big travel year. 2001 was all a travel year, so 2001 was good. 2000 was working and then traveling, 2001 traveling, 2002 was traveling and then living and starting to work and then meeting Paula. So 2002 was traveling and Paula, kind of like a transitionary year. 2003 was all about Paula and living at Capiana Barsua and working and doing that thing, probably working a lot on figuring out how to do a computer. And then 2003 was all about being with Paula and working on her house and working on different websites and visiting my mom. 2005, beginning of it was visiting my mom, and then it went into working on a website and on with Paula the whole year. So basically I want to talk about Paula. I was with Paula 2001, no, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, and the beginning of 2007. So 5 years. Crazy. So anyway, you can scroll it by like thinking about it, you know, like, whoa, look at that. And then, so 2008, and then 2009. Well, 2007 was my year of being with her and then working, kind of a transitionary year. 2008 was my year of kind of a transitionary year, working, washing windows, and then moving to, and then beginning doing my workouts and YouTube videos, and then moving to Austin. And then 2009 was all about living in Austin. And when I was there, I was at the beginning, I was working out in the gym on these days. So most of the days I was in the gym, and I have a gym blog. Every day talking about my gym blog. Every day gym blog, pretty much. And then pink, let's see here, living in Austin. Okay, so outline is living in Austin, except for when I have another outline, like working out at home is blue. So I was working out at home this day. So I was doing the gym and working out at home at the same time. So then, yeah, what I did with a white background. Jaundice, I got sick for like 3 weeks. And then I went to the gym a couple times, and then I did traveling with Kyle videos. I sat around and just talked about traveling with Kyle, and then I did abortion and philosophy videos, talking about that kind of stuff in my spare time. And then I did for 2 days talking about raw videos. And then this time and then I stopped going to the gym. So I guess I didn't do the gym. January was a big gym month. February I went to the gym only like 4 times. But I was working out at home on the other days. That's weird. I thought I went from the gym straight to working out at home, straight to the gym. But then I was at home most of these days, working out at home in the gym. I don't even know what I did. I guess I was just making YouTube videos these days, and I wasn't going to the gym because I was making YouTube videos. And then I went to the gym these couple days, and then I went to the gym these only 3 days in this day, because then I was doing this project, and then what project is this? Traveling with Kyle videos, and then abortion videos, and then raw, and then I worked on Audio Encyclopedia project for a month and a half, dude. Bomb. And then it turned out being for nothing because fucking iPower lied their asses off to me. So then I worked out in the gym a lot these days. Most days this month, most days this month, most days this month. You can see the black background. And then most days in December. And then, what does blue stand for? And then I worked on my Power of 10 project. And that's the 2010s. So you see how that works? So then if I wanted to do, I could do my whole life too. I could talk about my whole life using my thing. 74 was my first year. I was born the very end of 73, so I thought I had information in here, but I guess the outline of the green means I was in Austin. So Austin, Rocky Mountain Dharma Center in August. And then that's when we moved to Boulder. So I lived in Austin for 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the first one is the first house near the lake for 3 years, 2.5 years. And then we lived in Rock Creek House for half of this year, all of that year, all of that year, all of that year. Yeah. And so Montessori school. So here's when I first went to school. So I did Montessori first semester, and then since we went to Rocky Mountain Dharma Center every summer, we went there again. And then Lamp and Lighter in green, Rocky Mountain Dharma Center there in red, Lamp and Lighter Kindergarten there in yellow, because then I changed schools. And then we move up to the next year, 75, or wait, we move up into the next decade, into the 80s. Check out the 80s. Dun 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 dun. Uh-oh. This is taking kind of a while. Please wait. Okay, let's go to the 80s. There we go. I guess I had to click it again. There is a problem with this website. Continue to my website. Something happened with my security certificate for my website. Let's see if we can get in this way to get to the 80s. And it doesn't want to go. Here we go. 80s. So then the beginning of the 80s, I was at Lamp and Lighter, and then driving through 6th Street House. And then we moved to first grade. And then I went into first grade with the red out there. And then Mariposa House in blue. So Lamp and Lighter House. Kindergarten, yellow. And then straight to 6th Street House. And then straight to Mariposa House for these years. Like 6 years. And then we had the Fox Creek Place and the Mariposa House for these years. And then we got the Tiger Run Place. Got rid of the Fox Creeks, got Tiger Run for these years. And then moved in from the Mariposa House to Balsam House then, September of 87, and then 89, and that was the 80s. So a really quick run through of your entire decade. You can see every single day, every single month of the entire decade like that. So, and then the 90s, you know, you have like the first semester of your school in one color, and then the second semester of school in another color. So anyways, that is how it works. My life.